Hello, this is Tara Dondas with Wake Up America. I'm here today with living master artist Ed Copley. Around the world, there are well-known art centers. Here in the United States, we have Santa Fe, Carmel, Palm Desert, Miami Beach, and Scottsdale. With the latest economic downturn, it was a tough time for artists and art galleries. Collectors had less discretionary income to spend on art. In today's Tara Talks, we're going to visit Scottsdale, Arizona, an art destination where collectors come to buy fine art. We'll be visiting the downtown art district, talking with art gallery owners and art lovers and art collectors to try to measure the pulse for what's happening in today's art business. Today we'll answer the question, is it a good time to buy fine art? My name is Tara Dondas. Welcome to Tara Talks. Let's talk art. Now you are one of the 40 modern masters. Can you explain to me how you become a modern master?
Okay, there's a center called Art Renewal Center back in New York area. And what they do, they solicit for artists to submit their works, and then they judge them to be in their salon show, which they have each year. And you said 40, but that number's increased from the time that I got accepted in there. So I'm not sure what it's up to right now, but it is higher than 40.
All right.
But what they do, they go through and you submit to their shows. Then over a period of time, once you're accepted and everything, and then they'll designate you and put you in a certain class, and then you move into like a master artist or a living master artist. So that's how that comes about. And then once you get the credentials, that helps your career because it goes out to all of the galleries, the museums all over the world, and you may get commissions just because you're listed through their organization, and it's a great organization. They're really into realism, which I enjoy. That's what I like to do. So that's a good place to start if you're serious about the arts.
Okay, so as a modern master, you do photorealism and you sell in art markets all over the place, correct?
Correct.
So have you found in the last 5, 7, 8 years an upward swing or a downward swing in your purchases?
I haven't noticed a down drop at all because I've been at it for so many years. I have a good collector base and I receive commissions. I have collectors that just keep buying my art. I have some collectors that own probably 50 paintings that I've done.
Wow, that's
so
impressive.
those are good collectors. I feel sorry for some of the new artists coming up because they haven't had the time to develop their name and so forth and recognition. And the buyers today that are spending good money for art, they've been around for a while, they've collected art, and they know what they're looking at. And they'll look at a piece and say, well, that took some time. Artists spent some time with this piece. So they don't mind spending the money for that. And then if they walk up and see an artist that's like, oh, that was done in a couple hours, they lose interest real quick because to them, that's not a valuable piece. And I found that realism is probably the best-selling art today. Things have turned from modern art, abstract, and all of that. People are going back to the old ways. If you look at what's hanging in museums, it's art that tells a story, it's been around, and people can relate to it. And I think that's what it's all about. And in my work, I try to tell a story. I want people to walk up. They don't need an explanation what's going on, what's happening. They can get a certain feel for it.
Well, it is absolutely phenomenal, your attention to detail. I've never seen anything like that recently done. Okay, so now you've put out a book, right?
I'm working on a book now. I've been doing this for so many years, and I restore old master paintings also, and I've learned so much over the years doing that. And the knowledge that I've gained from my studies, I feel like I'm to a point now, I want to give back to the new young artists coming up.
Nice.
So I'm writing a educational type book, step by step, my procedures, how I go about it, how the old masters work, how to make your paints, how to make mediums, and follow the old rules that were taught 400 and 500 years ago.
Wow, that's incredible. So you make your own paint.
Yes.
And that's going to be part of what you teach people.
Right.
Okay, so a person could even go into business from what you're teaching them off of this book on making paints in a unique way that's not acrylic and fabricated like plastic.
Right. If they want to work in a traditional manner, there are steps that were taught back then. The artist spent maybe 2 years as an apprentice before they even got to put color on a canvas. They would be making paints, making mediums for the artist and watching the artist and learning that way. And then at some point in time, they would do drawings, and then they would get into color. I want to get back to where students are learning that way, not just squeeze it out of a tube and hope it works, because oil paints out of a tube are greasy, smeary, they run, they don't work like if you make your own paints that has some body to it with more pigment. So that's what I want to teach, and show them a method where you can do a crossover from your oils to a watercolor, then cross back to an oil with a medium, all in the same process, because like Peter Paul Rubens done phenomenal work with these huge canvases, and you wonder, how did this man produce all of these huge paintings? Well, he had a process called protruto, where he would cross over his paints that he would make, and they'd be water-based, and they would be dry within 20 minutes to an hour. So he kept working, and then he would save the oils for the last go-around for the highlights and everything. Those are the things I want to teach the artists today.